Hello guys, what is up? My name is Alexa. I am super excited. I finally got to do my very first YouTube video. It's been highly requested for me to create my channel. I've been showing you guys a lot of recipes on my TikTok. It's just like short videos, but it's kind of hard to explain everything with detail. I try as hard as I can to explain whatever you see on the video, but you know, sometimes it doesn't give you enough time. But here I'll be showing you guys full-on recipes step by step, and that way you can go ahead and create my recipes. I am very excited to be showing you guys everything that I can make. Whatever you guys want to see, let me know. You know, it helps a lot if you guys comment, give me ideas. Whatever you guys want to see, I'll be showing you guys whatever you guys want to see. So it's not going to be short videos anymore. It's actually going to be a full-on video where I show you details step by step. I'm very happy to have you guys here watching me. It means a lot to me. For those of you watching right now, thank you. Thank you so much. Let's stop talking here. But for today's video, I'll be showing you guys my mac and cheese recipe. I posted on TikTok a little video. So I have the recipe here for you. And I'm telling you, everybody loves my mac and cheese. So you'll have everybody loving your mac and cheese. But yeah, so let's get cooking.
I'm starting off by showing you some of the ingredients you are going to need, which is some elbow pasta, Velveeta cheese, sharp cheddar cheese, and Colby Jack cheese. You're gonna start off by boiling some water. I like to boil mine on high so it can boil faster, and then I like to add oil so the pasta won't be sticky. I also like to add some salt. Once the water starts to boil, that's when you add your pasta. I'm using about half of a box since it's only for my husband, my 2 kids, and I. After a few minutes of boiling your pasta, I just want to stir it up. Right here, I'm going to try it just to make sure it's already done. The pasta was already cooked. Make sure not to overcook your pasta because it's going to be all soggy and soft. You want to leave it a little hard. Once you drain your pasta, you're going to want to rinse it with cold water. That way you can stop cooking and won't get soggy. We want to keep it on the hard side, not too hard. Make sure it's fully cooked but not too soggy. Now it's time to move on to the cheese sauce. Right here I'm using a brick of Velveeta cheese, and I just like to cut it into small cubes. That way it's easier to dissolve when you throw it in the heavy whipping cream. So then I'm going to cut about half of the sharp cheddar. Actually, I'm cutting all of it, but I'm only going to need about half of it because the other half is going to be for the actual mac and cheese. Okay, right here I'm just making sure I take whatever I need, and also making sure that I leave enough cheese for the mac and cheese. To start with the sauce, I'm using 16 ounces of heavy whipping cream. I have my heat on medium, then I just pour all of it in. You're gonna keep stirring your heavy whipping cream or else it's gonna stick. And then next we just add the Velveeta cheese. I like to add the Velveeta first and then have it all melt. And then once it's all melted, that's when I add the sharp cheddar cheese. So right here I'm just mixing it up, making sure that it dissolves. I don't know why I was using a spatula, but right here I'm getting the whisk because that's what you need. Make sure you grab a whisk, not a spatula. So right here I'm just mixing. Here I just changed the view because I figured it was a lot better than where I had it. So right here I'm just going to put the remaining of the cheese, which will be the cheddar cheese. And then just mix it, wait until it melts, and then that's when you want to add the next part. Next, we're going to add some Colby Jack cheese. You don't want to add too much because then it'll be too thick. So you kind of have an idea of how much I'm using there. That's basically all I used. Next, we're going to add our seasonings. Right here, I'm adding garlic salt. I also added garlic powder. I don't know where my clip went, but I added garlic powder as well. just to your liking. With the garlic salt, you don't want to do too much because the cheese is already salty. And then next, we're gonna add some black pepper. And then mix it very well. Once you mix it in, that's when you add some paprika. You can add as much as you want. It's mainly to give it color because it doesn't have any flavor at all. So you can literally go ham with the paprika. So here I'm just adding more. The more you add, the more color it'll give the cheese. It won't look pale or white. So I like to add enough to where it looks nice and like a yellow orange. Just mix it very well until it dissolves completely. Next, I'm adding some chicken seasoning. This is to give it a little bit more flavor. Like I said, you don't want to add too much because the cheese is already salty enough. This is one of my favorite seasonings. I feel like it gives it a really, really good flavor. It just gives it that finished touch. So now we are done with the cheese sauce, and then we're just gonna turn it off and get back to the pasta. Next, we're gonna grab a big tray. I'm using this glass one. Make sure it's not plastic because we're gonna put it in the oven. So you might want to grab something that you're able to put in the oven. And then right here, I'm using about half of the pasta that I cooked and just spreading it all around. Once you do that, you're gonna grab the cubes that we chopped earlier, and you're gonna use about half of it, half of the whatever you have there, because the other half you're gonna put it on top of the other macaroni. Next, we're gonna add the cheese sauce all over. You're not gonna put all of it, just enough to where you cover up all the macaroni. Once it's fully covered in cheese sauce, you're gonna grab the remaining of the pasta and put it all over and do the same step all over again. We'll be spread it all over, and then we're gonna add the remaining of the sharp cheddar cheese cubes all around, just like you did before, as I'm doing right here. And then what this does is when it melts in the oven, it just makes it extra cheesy. I love a macaroni and cheese extra cheesy. And then right here, pretty self-explanatory, I'm just using the remaining of the cheese, and then I just pour, to be honest, I just pour all of it all around, so that way I don't have any left over, and spread it all over. Once you have poured the cheese sauce all over, you go back to your Colby Jack cheese. You could use a Colby Jack or the Mexican mix or something like that. They both work very well, but so far I just had the Colby Jack. Then once you spread the cheese evenly, you add pepper all around and paprika. That'll give it a nice color. Then we cover it up very well. Make sure there's no air on the edges with foil paper, and we throw it inside the oven. We're gonna put it at 400 for about 30 to 40 minutes. Once the 30 to 40 minutes pass, you take it out and you're gonna take the foil paper off, and we're gonna pop it right back in, and that'll be to get the extra crisp on top, because right now it's just cheesy, it looks watery, so we don't want no watery mac and cheese. This is what it's looking like so far. It looks so good. Okay, so now that's when we're gonna pop it back in. I put it for about 10 to 15 minutes, but you just want to keep an eye on it just to make sure it doesn't get burned. Once it looks crispy, nice and crispy, not burned but nice and crispy, that's when it's ready to take out. After 10 to 15 minutes have passed, I took it out and this is what it's looking like. Before you eat it, you want to let it sit for a couple of minutes because it's super hot. And this is what it turned out like. You can never go wrong with mac and cheese. So now that I showed you guys how to make mac and cheese, next gathering, just bring your mac and cheese and you'll have everybody in love with your mac and cheese. We have made it to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment down below, like and subscribe. Until next time guys, bye.